what is success? Make it binary. It's pass or fail. Don't make it ambiguous to where, you know what, it's a moral, ain't no such thing as no moral victory.
Right.
Bro, did you do it or did you not? Like, you thought about it or you did it? Which one is it? What's going on, people? This is Nigel.
This is Brad.
And this is the Uplift Fitness Club podcast. Man, it's Martin Luther King Day today, man. MLK Day today. MLK Day is supposed to be a day of service.
Yeah.
What you did today, serve the people, man.
I'm doing this podcast right now, letting them know what's going on.
It's spreading information.
Yeah.
It's serving y'all with information, so we gotta start over, man.
Started over. Hey, who we shouting out to?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to start. Okay. Who we shouting out? Hey, you know what? Today, man, we gotta give a special shout out to Fabian.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta give a shout out to Fabian, man. Fabian behind the camera right now. Y'all can't see him, but he's here. Okay.
Sure.
Say what's up to the people, Fabian.
What's going on?
You know, this is our guy from high school, you know what I'm saying, low key, good guy, reached out, said he was trying to get some experience with, recording, video editing, so we definitely appreciate Fabian coming through.
I'd be a pro by the end of the year.
You already know. And he's the type of person that recognizes opportunity. He told me he's taking a master class on how to video edit. See, when you want to become a master, you gotta learn from a master. You understand? So definitely shout out to you, bro. We appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So with that said, today, man, we're gonna get into what we gonna get into, man.
Man, we're getting into problem and solutions today, man.
Problems.
More so on the solution side.
Yeah, because everybody want to be focused on the problem, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to focus.
Solution.
You don't want everybody talking about prophecy, but then they don't want to get to work. So let's get to work, man.
So what we got first? We got awareness.
Awareness.
One of the first steps to solve a problem is to be aware of the problem.
Right, because if you don't know what's going on, you just gonna stay where you at.
Right.
So let's tell the people what the definition of awareness.
We got awareness, knowledge, or perception of a situation or fact. Big facts.
Knowledge or perception of a situation or fact.
Right.
So the fact is, a lot of people are not exactly where they want to be in their lives, or they're dealing with a problem they're not exactly sure how they want to negotiate that situation. A lot of times it comes from avoidance, like you're stuck in a rut or you're stuck in this place you don't want to be because you're not really observing, where am I, where do I want to get to, what goals do I have, what's going to bring me out of this. So how do we become more aware?
How do we become aware?
How do we
build awareness? That's what you asked me. How do we build awareness?
How do we build awareness, man?
I think for myself, one of the biggest things that help me build awareness is patience, man.
Patience.
Patience.
In what regard though?
In life, right? In every situation, you need to listen, evaluate what's going on, right? Don't jump the gun. Be patient. That alone right there is gonna change the game for you. You got a lot of things, we always fast paced. We coming from a time where everybody wants everything right now. Done right now.
For sure.
Things need to be done fast.
It's that instant gratification.
Right.
Hold on one second. Are you?
Right, so it could be something as simple as, maybe you don't have batteries in your remote control, right? You banging the remote control. Why the remote don't work?
Right.
None of these buttons, you pushing the buttons harder. Instead of sitting back, evaluating the situation, what's going on? Okay, let's, take a deep breath. Let's see what's going on. Maybe the batteries done died. Maybe ain't no batteries in the remote.
And when you don't exhibit that patience,
right.
what can oftentimes happen is you exacerbate the issue.
Right.
And you make it worse. We was talking about like road rage type situations.
Absolutely.
And I was saying like a lot of times somebody slam on their brakes or they'll just press on their brakes and I'm not ready for it. I'm like, bro, why are you pressing on, bro? I'm already turning up in the car behind them.
Right.
Then come to find out the person in front of them is turning. I ain't even know.
Right.
It's like you distracting yourself from the task at hand, which is staying alive.
Right.
And risking your situation because you mad because somebody tapped on their brakes.
Patience, man.
Yeah.
Patience. Another one you mentioned, research.
Okay, so this is how we become aware.
This is how we become aware.
Okay, so I mean, what way we want to tackle that though? Because you could research a lot of different things. I mean, if you're dealing with a emotional or a mental problem, you could research the symptoms of your issue.
Right.
You know, most people just dealing with strife, they're dealing with depression or whatever it is, and they don't know what the hell going on. But it's a lot of test batteries you can take. You can go online, look for resources to figure out what's going on in your head. But then also, I mean, if we're talking about careers, let's say you're working at the job you don't want to work at.
Right.
What you do?
You gotta do research, man. You gotta see the community. What are those people doing in that lane that you want to be in?
You know what, too, though? You gotta figure out. So there's research externally and then internally too.
Right.
Kind of like soul searching, like figuring out what you care about, what you like, and determining what type of career paths align with your interests. So once you determine that, then you can go, okay, I like working out, I like, nutrition, maybe I want to be a dietitian or a personal trainer, or I like computers, I like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know which I'll be liking that make you go to IT.
Right.
But you was always talking about though that you like computers though.
Right.
I don't know how you figured that out, bro. Like, what went into your thought process? When did you become aware of the fact, like, okay, I want to do this IT thing?
That's a good question, man. I did do some research.
Okay.
That was the first step. Just seeing what was out there. Of course, the area we live in, very high area in terms of the IT world is very IT friendly here at DMV. So yeah, man, just researching. Really, that's
research.
Go on Google, man. You got Google, man. Tell you anything you want to know.
Hey, that's big, man.
Just type some things in, man. You know how you get online. Sometimes you find yourself somewhere completely different from what you got online to do.
Yeah, for sure.
To look up. So, I mean, imagine going on there with intentions, which you can find.
That's the biggest thing, bro. Moving with intention to figure out exactly what you care about,
Right.
and then finding where you align. Most people don't do anything with intention. So if you're on YouTube, you could spend 4 hours on YouTube watching videos of cats.
Yeah.
You could watching fight videos. You know what I'm saying? Or you could you could literally, if you took an hour a day and watched a few YouTube videos, you could be damn near an expert on any subject
that you want to be on.
if you just centralize your focus.
I got one more thing for research. This is one of the tips I have for people that's interested in the field or whatever career path you may be on. Just go check out LinkedIn, right, or Indeed, and just search the career field that you're looking to get into, right? And just read what they're looking for. Just read the responsibilities, read whatever. What's that section on there at the bottom of there? At the bottom of the advertisement.
I don't know.
Was like, preferred. They have a preferred section, like preferred skills, preferred. Maybe it might be only an IT thing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But you can go in there and touch it and see what they're looking for. And a lot of those things, man, you can learn on your own. Like you can just look it up. Okay, they're looking to use this technology. Maybe they want you to be a beast on Microsoft Word. Maybe they want you to be a beast on the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something specific to Apple. They want you to know how to use. Look it up, YouTube, put on your resume, boom. That's one. And now you're coming up in the search engine. When you have these what's the agencies that's hiring people?
I don't know. I don't know what
when you start popping up in the search engines, you put the right keywords in your resume, you start prepping up these engines, now you're getting phone calls, and you're one step closer.
Look, just like that, your opportunities just 10x, bro.
So,
all right, so we researched, right? Another way we can create awareness. Let's talk about the intrinsic side again, the internal side. So mindfulness and meditation. We got a whole podcast about mindfulness and meditation. But take the time to sit with, if nothing else, bro. If you're not gonna sit there and say mantras and affirmations and all that, at least take 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 2-3 minutes out of your day to sit with your thoughts and actually visualize and conceptualize what it is you want in 2 years, 3 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Where do you want to be? Ask yourself questions like, what type of lifestyle do I want to lead? Where do I want to live? What type of career, what type of field do I want to be in? And just that consciousness of asking yourself, where do I want to be, what I want to do, will propel you in that direction. So definitely, meditation, mindfulness, sitting with your thoughts is really impactful.
Broaden that awareness.
Ask questions, man, and write it down.
Documentation.
Write it down.
And when you write it down, try to put it somewhere that you're going to see often.
Like where?
Daily.
Where could they put it at, man?
I mean, man, you can put it on your nightstand. Maybe you have a little office or a little desk. You can put it on. Use a thumbtack, slap it on there, get some tape.
And you know what I used to do when I was in school? Because my number one focus was getting these grades, right? And bruh, I don't know why I used to do this into my later years, but when I first came back, I used to always forget what day I had what class or where my class was. I put my schedule on my screensaver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then once I mastered that, then I put, oh man, I had this affirmation. I'm an unstoppable force predestined to lead greatness. I had wrote this down. I put that as my screensaver. And I don't know what it did, but it did something. It just makes you feel like, that's true. I'm reading this every single day. I'm looking at this every single day. That's gonna happen, or that is me.
Right. That's when you had that 4.0.
Man, nothing less than 3.5, boy, nothing less. I wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
But it just came natural after a amount of time. Ask questions, write it down. Write it down. It's so important, man. Also, bro, if not for nothing else, I don't know about y'all, but I can't remember nothing. We've been talking about that for the past 2 hours, bro. I say something 30 seconds ago, I'm like, man, what the hell we was just talking about?
You definitely gotta write it down.
You gotta write it down, man.
I don't know when I got like this.
It's cause you know why, bro? It's like you were saying, bro, all this information we learning.
Yeah.
You can't remember everything.
Yeah, your brain pulling from all these storage information, opening up all these files.
Okay, I don't got time to remember. Your brain trying to remember the important stuff.
Yeah, that's a fact.
One thing I started doing this week when I was in my office, I done created my office in my gym space now. That's where I sit down and get the business, right? I wrote down everything I wanted to accomplish that day on the chalkboard. And then I started pulling the 3 either most important or quickest things off that list, knocking them out, then crossing them off. So a lot of times people will make like a to-do list. This is kind of related, but not really. They'll make a to-do list, it'll be like 15, 20 things long. And they get overwhelmed just by looking at the list because they don't know where to start. It's like, all right, Dave Ramsey got this thing called the debt snowball. So he says, list all of your debts and then start knocking them out from smallest to largest. So I kind of took that concept and applied it to my to-do or my tasks for the day. So writing it down, but then also just prioritization, and that's gonna come later when we talk about planning. So, I mean, we're getting into it, man. We're becoming aware of our situation.
Another thing for awareness, I should have wrote it down, man. I think
you ain't write it down, man.
I think I wrote it down, man.
I got you, man. I got one until maybe you remember it, but evaluate and assess past performance and how you are present.
I got it.
Which is
reflect.
That's basically same
that's
thing, man.
Got it.
Hey, we in tune, man.
That's
exactly
what
you call what's chemistry, man.
Right.
Like, you ain't even gotta say it. I know what you're talking about, man. We say reflect.
Reflect. That's what I had.
You gotta think of, man. Expound on reflect. Like, what you mean exactly by that?
Okay, so you need to look at your progression or your downward. What was that word?
I don't know.
When you're not progressing? What's that word?
The trajectory.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
we either going up or we going down.
It sounds clean. I don't even know if I use that word. But go ahead though.
We either going up or we going down, right?
Right.
Stock market, right?
Okay.
So you need to take time to reflect, figure out what's going on, where you're going, how was yesterday. Did I do what I said I was going to do about last week, about last month?
Yeah.
Right. Just in terms of where you're going to go and who you want to be, you just need to reflect to see are you doing what you turn this up? Are you doing what you need to do?
Are you doing what you need to do? Are you staying true to your future self?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's basically what I was saying, man. Like, evaluate and assess past performance. Only way you can do that is if you know what you've done in the past. So if you ain't writing it down, maybe you got the greatest memory of all time, but you probably need to be writing it down.
Yeah. That's how you're gonna see the most growth.
Yeah, for sure.
Coming down and reflecting on what you've been doing.
Let me see this. So we talked about evaluating and assessing, documenting, listening to understand. That's big, man. Listening to understand, how does that apply to awareness?
Listening to understand. That's one of those things where awareness is, can you be there in the moment and actually take in the information and understand what's going on at that moment? A lot of us, you sit somewhere, you can be somewhere, you don't know what's going on, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a whole lot of good information, right? It can even be from this podcast. You can have it on the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
In your ears, and you don't even know what you just listened.
It's just going in one ear and out the
Right.
other. That's you look in the. It's this saying, look a gift horse in the mouth. Basically, it's like you don't question when someone's giving you a gift, but some people look at a gift and don't even know it's a gift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to not be appreciative of the information, but you can. I mean, that you might understand it and not appreciate it.
Right.
But most people not even really like noticing. Oh, I'm giving you, like, okay. A lot of times, people feel attacked when you're trying to give them information. That more than often, that's the response you're gonna get from a person that's like experienced trauma or doesn't believe fully in their capacity to get stuff done. They're gonna feel like you attacking them or you being condescending. It's like, nah, I'm trying to put you onto something.
Right.
And if I care about you, I'm gonna spend more time massaging the issue, saying, no, listen, I'm not attacking you. I know my tone. I ain't got the best tone all the time.
Right.
But like, I'm really trying to help you right now.
In a way, to me, it's like turn on that, that light switch on, right? You're not. It's almost like not spending a lot of time procrastinating. In a sense, like you're there, you're present, you're listening, you're understanding, and you're actually getting the most out of your time.
Yeah,
you're not just going through the motions.
It's the ability to recognize opportunities.
Yeah.
It's like a quarterback. Oh man, here we go, Madden, game breaker. Yeah. Look. You a quarterback with no awareness, you can't even see what's going on one side of the field.
You can have 99
everything. You can have 99 everything. You don't got no awareness, bro. Yeah. Like, you could be, what's the guy from Ohio State just got cut from the football team?
Oh, from Washington?
Yeah, what's his name? Fabian, what's his name?
I forget.
Man, that quick we forgot. That's crazy, man. How far they fall. How soon they fall. I don't know his name. Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
So he has a big arm, you know what I'm saying? Great prospect. He been #1 prospect since high school.
Yeah.
But now he gets to the league because he don't know the playbook. He can't read coverages. He gets to the line of scrimmage and just going to his first read. He don't know where the second read at. Like, if the first one ain't there, I'm taking the sack or I'm throwing the ball away. You ain't got no awareness. You're not gonna be able to recognize opportunities.
There ain't nothing going on there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that's big. It's gonna help build your awareness. It's going to help you be present in the moment, help you, take advantage of the time that you have right now, today.
Present in the moment.
Yeah.
Present in the moment. Yeah, that's big in athletics, man. Because when you're not worried about, when you have awareness, like you have those repetitions to where things come second nature, then you're not focusing on like trying to adapt to the situation. Like this is all baseline. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
Being here now, makes it better tomorrow. So.
Well, you sound like Tupac.
Yeah.
All right, planning. Planning is the process of thinking about activities required to achieve a desired goal. It's the first and foremost activity to achieve desired results. Boy, I gotta run that back, man. It's the process of thinking about activities required to achieve a desired goal. Thinking about activities required. So thinking, that's create. This is you're creating your blueprint. Right. You can't build nothing without a blueprint.
I'm trying to think of the year that I actually sat down and wrote somewhat of a plan.
You like said it was like 25, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
We sat down and wrote
something like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, okay, how am I gonna get there? And that's the year I've seen the most results.
Yeah. Hey, look, but we became aware that we wanted something different.
Right.
When you was like 21.
Right.
Same thing here. Like we was together. It was in the Panera Bread, bro. In the Panera Bread, going through it. Like, bro, what the hell we gonna do? We gotta do something. But we became aware in that moment, and then it took 2-3 years for both of us to actually put something into the works. Mm-hmm. So, well, I think the biggest skill, a little bit off topic, but it applies. The biggest skill that you and I have gotten to this point is just shortening the time between awareness and application. So like, I feel like once with the IRA, bro, if I would have seen it when I was 21, I'd be like, damn, that's tough. And did nothing with it.
Right.
Bro, this year I see the video, I'm like, nah, that makes sense. Let me go ahead and set this up
right now
and put some money into this joint, bro. Because it's just like, I don't know, it's something about when you just lack confidence and discernment, the ability to make decisions in a moment's notice.
Right.
It just hinders you. So, I mean, but planning though, man, why is planning so important, man?
Planning is huge, man. I want to say before you even get into writing your plan, you want to take some time and think about the follow through, right? Because there's going to be a lot of things that it's going to knock you off course from your plan. Right? Mm-hmm. And plan is more so kind of like guidelines. It's like there to kind of guide you through, because a lot of things didn't go according to plan for me, but I still got done what I wanted to get done.
So when you say follow through, you talking about like commitment,
right?
To the plan?
Commitment, flexibility, no excuses.
Even if something changes,
right? I had a flat tire this morning, so
that
that's an excuse to not do nothing for the evening or nothing for the week, or I didn't. What's that? When you take a break from the gym for a while, and next thing you know, you just fall off. 6 months later,
you lose it. Then you look in the mirror, and you get depressed.
Right.
Then you depressed, so you go and eat.
Yeah.
And now you still ain't gonna go to the gym because you feel like you're gonna be weak.
Right.
And now you spend another week.
Right.
Yeah.
And peep this, you still paying the gym membership.
Yeah, for sure.
All through that. So think about the follow through before you get to the plan. Because the plan don't sound real good. Remember,
once you start that joint.
Yeah.
Bro, we both talked about this when you was I speak from my perspective. When I sat down 2 times, the first time I did AFPA for the personal training cert, I looked at the book, bro. I could not focus for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I sat down, I'm trying to read this junk, bro. First big word I see, I'm like, man, let me scroll on this real quick. Then look, I finished that joint, right?
Yeah.
That's when I started meditating, we start turning up. Go back to college, but then I get that detraining. It's like I stepped away from the gym. Once I graduated, I ain't had no next steps. So I wasn't studying, I wasn't doing no schoolwork, I ain't had no accountability. I go to sit down for the CSCS studying material. I'm like, bruh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm on chapter 1 for like 3 weeks, like, dang.
I remember that.
Hey, I'm talking to you about it. I'm like, bro, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this, bro. And I'm calculating like, damn, this first chapter got 150 key terms. That's 4,000. But you were saying the same thing when you sat down for your first cert.
Yeah, I remember, looking through the book. The only thing that was getting me through is just the fact that, the circle that I had around me, like, you was doing a lot. You started up, your organization, you was on track on school, everything was hitting. I got a cousin that's getting ready, she was soon to be a doctor, about to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man,
I gotta do something.
I gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? I can't run from this.
For sure. Nah, no boy though. having that circle is something that we probably not gonna touch on in this pod.
Yeah.
But now we gonna touch on it now because we brought it up. But not for real, bro. Like roles reversed all the time in any type of relationship. So like with your parents, oftentimes when the parent gets old, the child becomes like a parental figure. With me and you, like if I motivated you at that point, bro, you damn sure motivate me now.
Yeah.
Like seeing where we at, bro, like seeing what you've been able to do just with a little bit of discipline, it's like, nah. I know if he could do that.
Huge discipline.
I know if he could do that,
Discipline.
I got to do this because I got to be here. I got goals for myself. Like it's no excuses at this point.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So let's blaze through planning.
On that plan.
Go
discipline.
Go discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, discipline. With that plan. So I want to make sure before you even write your plan, just make sure you're already in that mindset of following through. Like by any means necessary, what you about to write down on this paper, make sure it's realistic. Write it down. Be ready to follow through. And discipline is going to be the number one. That's game changer.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going to determine what you're going to do. I don't know if it's a 6-month plan, 1-year plan. You might just have a plan for the month. That actually might be
a better way to
a
look
better
at
route.
it. Yeah, to break all small pieces.
Right. So you break it into quarters. Within each 3 months, you want to complete X, Y, and Z.
And then after that first month, you get time to reassess and move forward.
It's a lot easier than planning for the whole year, saying I want to finish this before the year's over.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of tackling it on that quarterly basis or a monthly basis or even a weekly basis or a daily basis, whatever you got to do.
Hey, bro, when you say discipline too, though, it's not just discipline with the one thing. Mm-hmm. It's discipline in your life. Like you have to be a person of discipline and integrity. So, Fred Taylor on the I Am Athlete podcast was saying like something to the effect of routine over motivation or something like that. It's routine over something because like everybody can get motivated, everybody can be inspired to do something.
That's true.
But it's the routine that you're most faithful to and accountable to that's gonna take you into the next level.
Right.
Because it's days where he was saying, I gotta be first at the facility. Him and Brandon Marshall was saying, like, I gotta be the first person there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta do every single thing on my schedule every single day because the day that I lapse, you get into that gym mode where, it's just one day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, it's just 2 days.
Right.
And then the rest of the league will pass you up and you're not prepared.
Right.
So you gotta be a person of discipline. And the way that I've been able to achieve that is by, one, giving myself grace. And just saying like, all right, if I got 30 goals, I just need to get these 3 right now and then get the next 3 and the next 3. So I remember back like 5 episodes ago, I was talking about, I got 4 things that I want to accomplish: meditate, work out, study, and work on the business. Now, majority of the days I get at least 3 of those 4 done. Most of the time I slack on more meditation.
Right.
But it's like, whatever you feel like you can handle, start there and then progress yourself. It's progressive resistance. Slowly add more on your plate. So for the first month, 4 things a day. The next month, 5 things a day. Maybe you knock off one of those 4. You get your certification or you pass that, whatever. But just constantly add to your workload. And by the time you reach your ultimate goals, bro, you're gonna be a beast.
Just like that.
Be a beast.
Wake up.
For sure.
Wondering what
So, with planning though, ask yourself like, what do you want ultimately, and we can have a long-term and a short-term focus. So, with that long-term goal, it should have stretch. So it should be a little bit further than what your mind can conceptualize.
Okay.
Like I could see myself making $100K a year.
Right.
I could see it. I could see myself having $1 million plus by the time I retire. I know I could do that.
Right.
But can I get 10? Can I make $1 million a year?
Right.
Can I impact 100 people this year with my business? Can I give free counseling or not counseling, but mentorship to 1,000 kids in the next 2 years.
Right.
Like, just a little bit further than what you can currently see yourself doing with your long-term goals, but then your short-term goals. I mean, how do we approach the short-term goals?
I would just build on top of that. I would say, what are the steps into making that million? What are the steps to making or mentoring 100,000, 200,000 plus kids, right?
Yeah.
So I would just build off that large dream, and just try to knock down one door at a time.
Yeah, stair steps, man.
Yeah.
Stair steps.
So maybe just an example, mentorship with kids. Maybe now you went to your local elementary school.
Yeah.
And you wanted to, be a part of the career day.
For sure.
And you come through and you talk to some kids.
That's a good idea, man.
Yeah. And then might have to write that down.
Good idea.
And you talk to the kids and maybe you build relationships from there, teachers, and you have to put yourself in those opportunities. So you got to think about what short steps, little steps, baby steps you can take to reach that huge dream that you have.
For sure. And make sure the goals, man, we talk about it all the time, but SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. If your goals are specific, if you could, this is how you know it's specific. If you could clearly articulate it to a way a 5-year-old will understand it. Like, okay, can you explain this to your baby cousin?
Right.
If they can understand it, then you know you got a specific goal.
Right.
Measurable, okay, what is success? Make it binary. It's pass or fail. Don't make it ambiguous to where, you know what, it's a moral, ain't no such thing as no moral victory.
Right.
Bro, did you do it or did you not? Like, you thought about it or you did it? Which one is it? Attainable, is this something that you can do in the amount of time that you're providing yourself? If it's not, maybe we want to adjust the time period. If it makes sure it's relevant, and that's having alignment with your long-term goals. That's why it's really important to start long-term first and then find the directions to reach that ultimate goal.
Right.
Then time bound, man. Like, set a time limit on it and try your hardest to reach that time limit. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't reach it, man, keep going.
Right. You probably be super close.
You close.
A lot
you can't
closer.
Stop now.
Right.
You close.
A lot closer than what you would have been if you didn't, take the time to write it down. We're gonna get into this next.
Yeah.
Write it down and execute.
Execute.
Your plan. Now with that new awareness you built.
Hey, ET say, everybody focus on that first 90%.
Yeah.
That first 90% of the mission, everybody focused on that. They want to, show people what they're doing all the way up to the last 10%.
Yeah.
He focused on the last 10%.
Hey, it's another thing from Mike. I know we watched a few Mike Tyson videos.
Yeah.
But he said a thing, right? He said everybody got a plan till they get hit in the mouth.
There you go.
Right. And that I just want to touch that back. That's just on part of being flexible, right? And being able to follow through with your plan.
Yeah,
right?
regardless.
There's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna knock you off course. So.
Regardless, it's stuff, bro, that has nothing to do with what you're planning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a person could call you and mess your whole mood up.
Right.
Can you train when your mood ain't right?
Right.
Can you train when you ain't had the best food? You ain't go to the restaurants.
Right.
Can you do it regardless?
Yeah. And there will be some things that will take you completely off course. Maybe it'll be a day or two where you haven't executed on the things that you wanted to do. But hey, you got that weekend coming up. You might have to go a little bit harder than what you normally do to
That's
make
true.
up. I mean,
Hey, bro.
that's just what it is.
Yeah, we gotta touch on execution in the next episode, where we're getting a little bit too much time on this thing. But just know this, man. The first steps that we've identified to solving the problem and getting over those hurdles
At any moment.
is creating awareness and planning.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow up with y'all in the next episode, man. Appreciate y'all.
Write it down.
You can't wait your whole life to make a change.
Believe in yourself.
Innovate with integrity and intentionality. Grab that money machine this time. Count these racks. Hey, the first time I listened to Dolph, man. First time I listened to Dolph, man.
Tell him.
I was playing basketball, right?
Yeah.
And we was playing King of the Court, King of the Hill, whatever you call
Yeah.
it. Man, I'm slumming. Somebody turns some Dolph on. I said, "What the fuck is this?"